Hi guys, and welcome to another session of Honest Talk About Women, where you'll learn tips, tricks and strategies on how to navigate the minefields of dating and relationships. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and also comment in the comments section. It all helps with the YouTube algorithm. If you've got a story you want to share with viewers, you can contact me. My email address listed below. Okay, let's get right into it, guys. So I did a previous video on a McLaren guy. So I've met a guy in my hometown in Auckland. He's done really well. So he's an immigrant from the UK. He's going nowhere in London. He was in a relationship for about 20 years. It got very stale. He's got no kids, wanted to change, and decided to come to this part of the world in New Zealand. And he's never been able to make so much money as he has in New Zealand. He's living a New Zealand dream. Back in London, you can get classified based on your accent, and he has that sort of real working class accent. Fantastic guy, but in England it's a very class orientated structure, and they tend to slot you into different categories, class structures based on your accent, whereas in New Zealand there's no class structure here. It doesn't matter what your accent is like, you're all accepted, and you can live the New Zealand dream. So this guy, he came to New Zealand early to mid 40s, and he's made a tremendous amount of money. He's doing really, really well. And basically he went out and got a McLaren car, and he's always quite keen to take me for a ride in it, give me the keys, give it a go. But the problem he's got is that he's sending the wrong signals to women in Auckland. And I told him this about 3 or 4 months ago, that with that beautiful car, and it's a beautiful car, don't get me wrong, McLaren cars are absolutely beautiful. And on a side note, the founder engineer of that car company was from Auckland. In fact, he just lives up the road, and he used to live up. He was born in Auckland. He was a brilliant engineer, and eventually he went to England to manufacture the car. But getting back to my mate, he was sending all the wrong signals to the woman, and I told him back then, don't send all the wrong signals to women. Anyway, months go on, and I got a phone call out of the blue. Do you want to catch up? There's a new bar opening in Auckland. So I don't usually do bars, but hey, look, I'm a business person. I like to look at new things. And we went to this new bar, which had the opening night in Auckland's nightlife. And I met the woman, or there's actually 3 women who did the refurbishment of this bar, and they spent a huge amount of money on this bar refit. And it's an interesting business model, because it's like running a marathon. You've got to constantly provide great customer service, a great experience for your customers, and just keep changing. It's a different business model that I'm used to. But anyway, we go along to this opening of this bar, and there's this woman galore, all dolled up to the nines, and a lot of them have plastic surgery, and they've had their lips done, they've had the eyebrows tattooed on, they've got the eyelids, they've had a lot of plastic surgery, a lot of stuff done on their hair, thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars. So I'm with my mate, we're talking woman, and I said, how's it going with your McLaren? He goes, Scott, it's a fantastic car, but I get so much attention with it. So people from little kids that wave to me in the street, to little old ladies that come up to me, ask me what sort of car that is, to middle-aged ladies that want to go for a drive in it. So I've got no shortage of offers, but it's time-consuming, Scott. I said, yeah, you're sending all the wrong signals, but how are you going on the dating front? And he gave me a quick rundown on his dating experiences, and he was getting tired. He was actually getting tired of a lot of women who were looking at him as an ATM machine. And he said, Scott, I'm coming around to your way of thinking. I'm sending the wrong signals, and women want to join me for the good life. And a lot of them say they have an active passport. And if people who do dating apps that see women that say have an active passport or passport's up to date, that's coded language for let's go traveling on your account. So he does a lot of traveling, this guy, and he has a lot of women who approach him. They want to join him, and he pays all the bills. So I said to the guy, to my mate, look, you're sending all the wrong signals. You know that. You've come around. What are you going to do about it? And he said, well, Scott, as much as I love the McLaren, I'm just going to have it as a weekend car. And so he's decided to purchase a weekday car, which is a 𝗔𝗶𝗀. It's a Chinese car. It's quite a tidy little car, actually. It's Chinese. It's about 30,000 US, and the Chinese are starting to put out some good cars now. I drive a Chinese car. My Tesla's made in China, and that's had no issues at all. I've had that for about 2 or 3 years now, and it's just superb. So he's going to have a weekday car to not only send the right signals to his clients, but also sending the right signals to ladies. And he's going to have his weekend McLaren in his garage to be used weekends only. We talked about women and about the characteristics that he should be looking for, and non-materialistic, non-argumentative. They're going to be those inequalities that make you want to stick around with them long term. Can they get their hands dirty if there's an emergency? Can they clean things up? Can they handle stress? That's a huge one in relationships. Can they handle stress? I've seen so many women who can't handle stress, and they become completely different to the woman that you thought you knew. And do they have culinary skills? Just basic culinary skills. They need to be able to put 2 or 3 dishes together. In fact, I came across a woman last week just in a social circle, and she said, "I can't cook, Scott. I don't have any interest in cooking." I thought, Jesus Christ, who the hell would want to date her if she can't cook? It's got to be both men and women. Men need to know culinary skills too, because otherwise you're doing 2-minute noodles or Uber Eats, and that becomes very expensive. And one of the most important things is money skills. Can a woman live off her income without incurring debt or credit card debt? Can she save off her salary? And these are absolutely important skills that you look for. So with my mate, he's still going for that top-notch girl, the top-shelf girl who's smoking hot. And I told him that long term, you need to be in love with the inside, not the outside. That's the only thing that will make you stick with that woman. And she's going to have those characteristics that are so important for a long-term relationship. And I've never, ever come across a top-notch girl who has those inequalities that make you stick around. And they may be out there, but I've never come across them. Sometimes when you get a 7 or 8 out of 10 girl, they tend to have those qualities that a princess or a top-notch girl doesn't have. I've never ever come across a real down-to-earth, top-notch, top-shelf girl who has those inner characteristics that want you to stick around long-term with them. So he's still learning. He's still on this journey. He came out of a very long relationship in England. And he's living the dream in New Zealand. And he's very genuine, very, very, very appreciative of the opportunities that he's been given in this country, and very humble, very down to earth. It's quite funny because he comes across as the naughty boy, and he's far from being the naughty boy. So he's covered in tattoos. He's got a great figure, looks after his body, and I used to employ a lot of staff. It reminds me of when I had the bakery business. I had 4 bakeries, and that's where I made my money early. I had to employ a lot of staff, and that's what taught me not to judge a book by a cover, because I needed a bakery manager for one bakery that was semi out of the country, and there's a guy with tattoos that turned up, long hair, and earrings galore, and tattoos on his knuckles, and I thought, Jesus Christ. But back in those days, I didn't really look at the person. I just threw them a bit of dough and told him, show me how to mold a cob, which is a bit of bread. And he was great. And that particular worker turned out to be one of my best managers ever. He was a brilliant manager, absolutely brilliant manager. If you looked at him, you think, Jesus Christ, I want to meet him down a dark alley. But he was just fantastic. And it's the same as this guy. New to the country, covered in tattoos. He's got the rough boy look. But he's just a magnet for women, and he's just attracting a huge amount of women, and good on his journey. But I told him about short-term fun. It's not long-term fun. You need someone long-term, and we can all have short-term fun, but it's time-consuming. doing, and it can become boring. You want to sit down with or run with someone who's going to be by your side long term, and don't put too much effort into short-term experiences, I tell him. So let's see how he goes on his journey. I wish him all the best. He's come around. He does understand now he's been receiving the wrong signals, attracting the wrong woman, and he's keen to find that woman that he wants to settle down with. So he'll find what he's looking for. So I wish him best on his journey. So that's it for today, guys. Don't forget to hit the like button, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.